Hello faithful viewers and welcome back to another Transformers review. This time we are looking at the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Lockdown. Now, this isn't your conventional Lockdown in terms of the films because of course he appeared in Age of Extinction and he looked completely different to this. Now this is the Lockdown from the Nest Global Alliance kind of subline from Revenge of the Fallen, and very clearly he is directly inspired by his Transformers animated counterpart, and this makes for a bloody good figure, a wonderful figure might I say. Now he turns into a very animated inspired muscle car here, and it's stunning, it's beautiful. Look at all of these sharp edges, these wheel spikes, this gnarly front, this little shards of danger there, they're actually quite pointy. Ow. It's a wonderful looking vehicle mode. Beautiful green on the roof. Beautiful green stripes going along the bonnet with a lima green along the sides there. You've got the classic engine block, which is actually removable. Look at that. You can't see it. It's blurred. Very nice detailing on there. Little EMP generator that it is. And this was interchangeable with the Global Alliance Ratvhet Deluxe Class figure that came out. You could take it, pop it on his arm, swap it between him and Lockdown. Ratvhet came with like a rifle that you could interchange between them as well. Nice little playability there between two figures, really like it. Orangey red kind of translucent windows there, no interior seat detailing, but you don't need it for this size of figure. Thank you, Mr. Motorcycle. Nice vents detailing along the back here, red lights, exhaust pipes, just wonderful. He rolls really nicely as well. None of this kibble underneath getting in the way. And in terms of kibble, really all he has is his big hook here, which is of a soft rubber. You kind of have to scrunch it up slightly so it just fits in and out of the way. Yeah, the rubber, his hook here is rubber, his hand is rubber. None of these spikes are though. To transform Lockdown, what you first want to be doing is getting that, throwing it away, we'll come back to it later. Then it's kind of personal preference where you want to start, but I like to bring these wheels down just like that, and then you kind of just want to start detaching. Now Lockdown can be a little bit fiddly and his arms have a tendency to pop off. So you just got to be careful, but split the sides, something like this. This front bit's in there nice and tightly. Just split this kind of stuff here, flip those back bits up like that. That'll just help free everything up. Take the hook, we're just going to move that out of the way. And we're just going to hinge everything, just flaring it all out. Then I'm going to take all of this, fold it out just like that. Then we're going to come to the front of the car, adjust ourselves like that, and I'm going to pull this down like that, and then collapse it just like that. And obviously this will be the legs, so go ahead and then chicken leg all of that, and then you can split the legs in two separate places. They pin together really tightly. There we go. And just get him standing like that, tilting ourselves up. He's a big boy, by the way. If you've seen him in the size comparisons of other videos, you realise just how big he is. Now look at this intricate hinge system here. This is a little bit confusing because of the way you've got to position the ball joints into the vehicle mode. This is what makes his arms very liable to pop off. So you've just got to hinge it all up like that, spin them round. He's got this asymmetrical design going on as well. So with this arm, get the shoulder panel like that, make sure everything else comes down, then rotate this arm panel 180 degrees. It's just a matter of figuring out which way it wants to spin. And it's also going to get caught on stuff that way round, just like that. So the orange door window is now on the back of the arm. And then on this piston system, this is nice, bring the hook forward. You can see that piston now goes into the arm. That's cool. That's one arm done. And onto this side, flip out the hand. And then this is the arm that always likes to pop off more than you see, just right there. I knew it was going to happen. It's inevitable. When you're transforming this guy, it will happen. It just will. Because it just, clearance-wise, doesn't want to cooperate with you. What you want to be eventually doing... Oh, it's because I've not disconnected that. That's why. Disconnect that from the forearm. And that should allow you to independently spin this arm panel. Just like that. And then drape this part of the car over the shoulder. And then snap off his arm at the elbow while you're at it. You can flip the tyres back if you so desire. That's a personal preference sort of bit. And then finally, to finish off this interesting transformation, come to the top of the car here, disconnect that, and then just hinge it over his head and plug it nice and neatly into his chest. There is a convenient tab there. And then take the engine block and just plug it back into his arm like that. And there you go. That is locked down, fully transformed into a stunning looking robot mode. Doesn't he just look menacing? And he is so faithful to his animated counterparts. The toys don't have many similarities in terms of their functionality, in terms of their engineering. You know, they don't transform the same way. They're very different in that regards. But it is a very cool translation as to how the animated figure would look in terms of a realistic sense. And he is so big that he is struggling to fit in the camera frame. How he is a deluxe, I honestly don't know, because he scales just so perfectly with Voyager class figures, but yet he's a deluxe. That's crazy. And to, you know, demonstrate how big you can get this guy, if you just want to extend his legs the full way, he can still support himself. And then, if he wants to take a look at this beautifully sculpted head sculpt, by the way, notice all of these articulation joints, all of these ball joints on his neck. Well, what you can do is that, and make him a hell of a Frankenstein kind of monster. Look how big he is now. He's almost leader class scale. And he's a deluxe. Look at that. My goodness. He is gangly. And I love it. He's so cool. He's such a cool figure. Let's take a look at that head sculpt again. Look how devilish and gnarly that is. The amount of posing that you can do with it too is so epic. Nice silver face. You've got this like Frankenstein kind of thing going through his chin. He has light piping. So let's get a handy dandy torch. And you can see there how that is lighting up. And I wonder if I extend his head. Now you can see that. Very nice indeed. Interesting kind of piston system going on here, which is interesting. I suppose that is a demonstration of Mechalive, but his Mechalive is kind of in his legs here. As you can see, if you rotate them, and you can see the moving gears in the tops of the legs. Mechalive was just an okay gimmick, it wasn't anything special, but that's where it is, and then you could consider that part of it as well. And this arm, he's got, again, this asymmetrical kind of thing going on, which is very interesting, you know, for a bounty hunter. Like he's harvested parts from all of his preys and rebuilt himself from the ground up, you could argue. And the EMP generator goes on his arm like that, and he's just fabulous. He really is. He's stunning to look at. And in terms of the back, you know, there's not much of a way of kibble either. Really, the only thing is this and that. It's all on his arms. Just beautiful back to him. He's phenomenal. He really is. In terms of articulation then, let's have a look at all of the things that this weird-ass head and neck can do. So his face, just as it is, can turn 360 degrees like that, thanks to being on a ball joint. And then the lower neck provides some options. I'm just trying to maintain focus. Provides some options for some really creepy tiltage like that. And then, of course, if you extend him all the way, then he can look like that. And he can just do some weird exorcist twists. And it's just like he's got 360 there, the lower neck. And it's so bizarre, the amount of things that you can do with this. Fantastic. Then if we look at his shoulders, his ball joint mat, his shoulders are all on ball joints. So you've got 360 there, you've got 360 there, and then at the elbow bend you've got roughly 90-degree bends there, and then a 360 swivel. You've got a 90-degree bend there, and then if you try not to knock off the EMP generators, you do it. And then you've got nothing at the wrists because they are just pinned in, but you've got that for transformation, and then you've got in and out there for transformation, and then of course for piston, which we have already discussed. And then he has nothing at the waist. He has that transformation hinge there, so if you kind of want to pretend he's got an ab crunch, go ahead. And then in terms of a spread, he has a beautiful spread on this leg. And then this one, not so much because of the asymmetry again. You'll notice that there doesn't match up with that there. So he's limited on that one. If that weren't there, of course, then a beautiful spread all around. He has a good forward kick. Realistic back for that leg and for that leg as well. Then in terms of the knee, what knee? Because he's doing the whole Starscream chicken leg kind of thing. But he's got that. And he's got that. Bizarre. He has 360 swivel at the knee and the Mecha Live going there. And then at the foot, he's got that, which is transformation. He's just crazy. He's crazy for articulation. He is absolutely crazy. For a size comparison, here is Deluxe Class Lockdown with Voyager Class Age of Extinction Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. Let's make him taller. Let's just demonstrate the absurdity of this guy again. That's not even to full height. Let's. This is weird. I like it. Here's Deluxe Lockdown with Voyager Rescue Ratchet, and Ratchet is a bit taller than Lockdown, so you know that's fine. Let's change that. Extending. Who's taller now? And then here's Lockdown with Mysterio. So in a change to the normal routine, I'm going to show you his conversion into car mode because it's worth covering just because of the way that the arms transform more than anything, because it's a little bit tricky. So we're going to blast through this as quickly as we possibly can. Let's get his legs sorted. Just detracted and retracted and all the words in the dictionary that I can think of and slapped together just like that. Squeezy screwsy and extend them. Let's get his chest. Let's hook it back over his head like that, making sure his head is squished. Let's take the EMP generator, rip that off. Right, so with this arm, rotate that all the way round. Bring the hook down like that. Just leave it be for now. The difficulty comes in this section here, just trying to get it hinged correctly so you don't pop these arms off. Now, just before filming this review, to get him into vehicle mode is actually the first time I've ever managed to do it without popping these off, and look what I just did. Oh, I jinxed myself. Just, I want to do it for the video. Oh, lockdown. Don't mess me about, my dude. I want to do it flawlessly. So you got it like that, and then try and number one, be in focus, and number two, bring all of this down like that. And it's just a matter of trying to make sure your position, and we're actually going to bring it out again. Bring it out, and then I think the key was having it all situated up like that. If I remember oh my goodness sake. It's very confusing. Just trying to get it all situated the right way. There needs to be a bend in his arm to allow it to tab in to that there. And then if we leave that arm up like that, that's how we're going to be wanting it. It's the same thing on this. If I just bring that down about yay far, and then fiddly key, try and get this situated. So tap that in like that, and then bring that up like that, and then we just got to very carefully kind of guide it in. So I'm going to bring this forward a bit and just bring this down and into position. And it's going to be very difficult to see, and it's just really a matter of trying to feel where it is you're going. But just hinge it. I was trying to keep this straight. And there we go, that's looking in. Yeah, there we go, now we've got it. And then it's the same thing here. We want to be hinging whilst keeping this straight, and that will get it into position. So you really want to be doing all of that after you've got it down. I was just doing it while we had it up, just to demonstrate to you all what the best course of action is. It's fiddly, but you can do it. There we go. And come on, there we go. Just making sure it's all tapped in. Wonderful. Okay, so bring the tyres back up, and then rotate this. I'll make sure it's hinged down all the way for a start, and then rotate it in. Just kind of fold it into like a groove there, and it should stay relatively flat against the base. And then just plug this in. So that probably didn't look particularly difficult, and it's not particularly difficult. It's just a matter of trying to do it correctly so you don't pop the arms off. Now again, I couldn't avoid it, but if you're extremely skilled with transforming this guy, then you can avoid it. It's just difficult to try and get all of that hinged in when they're at such weird angles and they're all made completely of ball joints. But it's possible, as we just demonstrated. So there we go, that is our look at the Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe Class Lockdown, and it is a crazy figure, but a wonderful figure as well. He is so well engineered, he is so well articulated, sculpt-wise, absolutely beautiful, and he's just so much fun. Yeah, there's a few issues in terms of transformation, I suppose, with his ball joints causing his arm to pop off, and the difficulty of converting the arms into vehicle and robot mode are really the only detractors. Otherwise, he's so much fun, and the mass shifting that he can do as well, it's absurd, but it's so cool. I have no issues whatsoever with recommending this lockdown. It is the best lockdown to have been released in terms of the movies. Honestly, the Age of Extinction Deluxe is naff, and the Studio Series lockdown also is not particularly very good. If you want a deluxe class lockdown, this is the one to get. This or the Axor remold. Thank you, Bike. This or the Axor remold, which is like a silver version with a new head. Either one of them, get them. This one, I think, is probably the nicer looking one. It's a beautiful lockdown. If you want a lockdown, this is your guy. So thank you everybody so much for stopping by and checking out this video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share it around to help out the channel. And until the next time, see y'all later.